So, students, what we must know is that we come to the first topic, that is laws of chemical combination. What we must know is the following two laws of chemical combination were established after much experimentations by Lavoisier and Joseph L. Proust. So, in general, commonly they are called as laws of chemical combination. And law cannot be formed just like that. So, after doing many experimentations, Lavoisier and Joseph L. Proust, they gave two laws. We start with the first law, that is law of conservation of mass. Now we are going to study this with respect to activity 3.1. The question is asked, is there a change in mass when a chemical change, that is a chemical reaction, takes place? This answer, or rather answer to this question, would be given in the experiment or activity 3.1, which we are going to start now. Before I start with any kind of explanation, you will sit with your experiment book, pen, and fully equipped compass box. We start with the aim or just the heading you will write down, to study. Now this much you should be able to write on your own. Heading, to study law of conservation of mass. That should be the heading. Then you will write down aim. You may write down today's date, 2/11/20. You will write aim to study whatever you have written as heading. Same thing will come, to study law of conservation of mass. Now, this is the procedure. Before that, we are supposed to study apparatus and material. So, for that, I am simply putting over here so that you know what is included in solution X and what is included in solution Y. Right? So that when we write apparatus and materials, you can write on your own. What can be written? Simply, when you draw the diagram, whatever is given over here, you will write down that as apparatus and material. So, it would be cork, thread, conical flask, small ignition tube, and important over here is solution of X and solution of Y. You will write down in solution of X, I had shown you copper sulfate, barium chloride and lead nitrate will come as solution X. You may copy down from the activity given in the textbook, or else I have already told you. And solution of Y, sodium carbonate, sodium sulfate, and sodium chloride. Now, procedure. See, I will not be going very slowly. The reason is you have this printed in your textbook. You will simply have to copy it down. Only purpose is to understand. Take one of the following sets, X and Y of chemicals. Set X, you already know, copper sulfate, barium chloride, along with copper sulfate. Y would be sodium carbonate, barium chloride, sodium sulfate, lead nitrate, sodium chloride. So in pairs, you are not supposed to do it this way, right? This is solution X, this is solution Y, but you will follow this pair. So prepare separately a 5% solution of any one pair of substances listed under X and Y in water. Means if you use in X copper sulfate, do not use these two. Use only sodium carbonate. Same way for these two. If you are using, say for example, lead nitrate, do not use these two. In solution Y, use only sodium chloride. So follow these pairs for solution X and solution Y. And prepare 5% solution of any one pair. Take little amount of solution Y in the conical flask and some solution of X in an ignition tube. Hang the ignition tube in the flask carefully. See that the solutions do not get mixed. Put a cork on the flask. Let us see from diagram viewpoint. Right, what was there? That solution Y you will take in conical flask. Say let us take the first example. Suppose I have taken sodium carbonate solution, mind well, so in water, right, 5% solution, and this is ignition tube, small ignition tube. In it you take solution of X, that is copper sulfate. With the help of thread you tie it and put it like this. Hang the ignition tube. See that the solution should not mix over here. And now you put a cork. Let us see the procedure. Weigh the flask with its content carefully. Now you weigh the flask. Put it on the physical balance. Now tilt and swirl the flask so that the solutions of X and Y get mixed. Weigh again. What happens in the reaction flask? Do you think that chemical reaction has taken place? Why should we put a cork on the mouth of the flask? And does the mass of the flask and its content change? So, you will write the procedure only till here. Weigh again. And then you will write down, note the observation. And in the observation section, all these questions would be answered. See, when you swirl and tilt the flask, X and Y contents would get mixed. Chemical reaction has taken place. No need to write this. I will tell you what you are supposed to write in the observation. Why should we put a cork on the mouth of the flask? To keep the apparatus air tight, right? So that there is no other contamination. Does the mass of the flask and its content change? That will come in the conclusion automatically. Right? So in observation, what will you write? You will write that mass of the flask before the reaction and after the reaction does not change. Conclusion, you will write that all chemical reactions follow the law of conservation of mass. Now, if somebody asks you, state law of conservation of mass, prepare this very, very well. Law of conservation of mass states that mass can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. Right? You have studied this with respect to energy. You will cut the word energy and put mass. Mass can neither be created nor destroyed. Only things you are supposed to add is in a chemical reaction. And on the blank page of your interleaf experiment book, you will draw this diagram with correct labeling. Kindly do this activity. Writing of this experiment and preparing it would be your homework.